Morning, AP parents. Good to see you. Here's what's going on for us this week. I want to catch you up on a couple really exciting things. Students are finalizing their first long-form essay for AP Lang. It's been a long time coming, but I'm really glad that we took the time and we've been doing a lot of conferencing. We've been talking about feed forward rather than feedback, and I think all of the conferencing opportunities with me and with their peers has really put them on some really good tracks. That way they didn't get too far in a process, realize they weren't sure where they were going, and have to go back. This gave them more check-ins throughout. So here's kind of the big thing. I would love for you this week to take a moment to chat with your student about what he or she's been working on. They're supposed to be coming in today with, in their minds, a finished draft. The essay is actually going to be due by Thursday night, but we'll use today and tomorrow for some conferencing, last days to polish up, and then anything else that they want to do, they can do on their own. So for you all, one of the biggest ways that you can help your student is just asking not only what they chose to write on, but my favorite question, which is why. We've been talking a lot about identifying our why in our essay. Why is it that we need this particular essay? Why does this subject need to be explored? They should be able to explain their why. That's why it is they felt like this was the most important essay that they could write. Why it is that they had so much interest. So start with the why, because that's what they started with. They had to be able to articulate what their why was. Ask them what their why is. You know, and just kind of listen to that a little bit. All your student really needs is an audience, and so if you can be that audience, that would go a long way. If you can talk your student into looking over that essay, I really encourage you to try and avoid the, hey, just share it with me, or pull it up on the computer and I'll take a look and we'll chat about it in just a little bit. Have them read it to you. If you can talk them into that, that'd be a really good thing. When writers read their work out loud, they'll hear their own inconsistencies, which is really good, so they'll end up making their own revisions. Again, your student just really needs an audience. So even if they don't want you to mark up every little thing, that's not your job. Be the good audience. I think that would be awesome. And then if your student is looking for actual responses and more like critical feedback, start with just the idea of trying to summarize his or her points, especially for those of you who may not feel like you yourself are a great writer. Start with just the idea of, here's kind of what I picked up on as I was listening to you read. Is this what you're going after? And when you do that, your student's going to know immediately whether they've been clear to the audience, because the audience is the most important. It doesn't really do much good if we are pontificating on whatever subject and no one else is following, right? Like, the clarity needs to be really important. So be a good audience member. Ask to hear it. It goes a long way because they will start to hear things, and then if you can summarize some points, I think that would be really awesome. So see if you can talk them into reading their piece out loud for you. It would be a huge benefit to them. On a totally separate note, after we submit these, we are going to go ahead and start taking a look at what the AP exam looks like. Students have to sign up earlier than ever for that. So normally I don't walk them through the whole exam until a little bit later on. We don't quite have that privilege. They're going to be asked to sign up, as I said, for the AP exam, and it's not fair for me to tell them that they should sign up for it without them having a peek at it. So later this week, they're going to be taking a look at that. There will probably be a little bit of anxiety that arises when you look through the test for the first time, but what I will remind them and what I'll remind you of is we've been averaging about an 88% pass rate with plenty of students getting 4s. Students certainly have been getting 5s. We have absolutely had that. We've had plenty of students getting 3s. So that's where we want to be, in the 3 and then ideally 4 and 5 range. So your student will absolutely be ready. When they first look at it, it's going to look very overwhelming, but we will absolutely get them there. So midweek, check in with them a little bit on not only the essay, hopefully we can do that in the first part of the week, but hopefully in the later part of the week. Ask them a little bit about what they noticed about the AP exam, what they're worried about, what they're anxious about, and that way we can address those things sooner rather than later. Folks, have a great week. Check in with your student about his or her essay. Again, it's due Thursday, but no one should be scrambling Wednesday night or Thursday after school to get that done. Ideally, people are turning those in within the next day or two. So have a great week, and please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions, comments, or concerns.